Okay, let's, okay, so I'm going to make this statement again. I took Murfreesboro down, and I set up Murfreesboro. All right, so I posted a video the other day as I started to play a scenario from this game, and somebody pointed out real quick. It kind of shocked me, but I had used the wrong map and set up the gameplay using a scenario that required a different map. And I want to say the viewer's name was Sam. I'm sorry, I should have wrote it down, but they called and said it was like, you're playing on the wrong map there. Sam or Steak or something like that. I can't remember. But thanks for catching me. That's funny. I don't know if I've ever done that before. But so anyhow, we got it right. Because I think what the deal was is I was going to play, I think, the intro scenario, and I decided to change and play the first scenario, but I forgot to. But I pulled the map out for the 2.0 scenario, and I just set up the 1.0 scenario on it. So, I mean, I was playing it. I was moving along just fine, and it didn't look like it was too off the wall because the Confederates were busting out of the woods right there up the railroad there. But so I took that down after a turn, and I set up a 2.0 Hardee's High Tide or whatever, Hardee's High Mark or High Tide, something like that, and started to play that. This one's got a little more depth to it, and a lot more units to it. Hardee at High Tide, and it's funny because I don't rarely or too often play games where. Oh, by the way, this is the Dead of Winter box from the Great Battles of the American Civil War. So before I discuss this, let me backtrack here. So the Murfreesboro game I set up from Yaquinto. Man, what a good-looking game for as early as that game was. And it was fine for the for the whole turn I played. But I think with that game there, the map hexes I think need to be a little bit bigger because it made it kind of clunky. And I wasn't, while I want to play that game, that kind of turned me off from playing it. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to say somebody told me you can get a bigger map or something like that, or I could probably take it to work and blow it up and make the hexes a little bigger and then come back to it because it did look kind of interesting. Plus, it's a bird game that I wasn't aware of. So I thought I had all the Berg Civil War games, but so we decided to take that down and move on to this. This is my GBACW is my forte. And all of y'all know that have been watching me for a few years. And this is where I think that I excel at playing because I stay pretty enthusiastic at it. I know I'm a lot like a lot of other gamers where sometimes when you just drag a game out and out and out and out for many, many turns, many, many days, you don't necessarily get it done. So, man, that's probably me. But we set this one up, Hardee at High Tide, and there are 3 victory point hexes on the map. One you see I've already taken down here in the lower corner right here, all right? And the map's actually zoomed out where you guys can see everything. I mean, it's literally the edge of the map right here where my shadow is, okay? Maybe a hex or 2 you can't see, but there's really not much over there. 1 victory location up here, and then 1 down there. And the game is about to drive on the railroad line. But none of those victory objectives are on the railroad line because the railroad line is over there. But yeah, the Nashville-Chattanooga Railroad. So, and I got online, looked at the American Battlefield Trust maps and what else I could find. And I've never really set up a scenario, at least not since I've come back to gaming, where I already had a bunch of casualties, like, maybe setting up the second day of Gettysburg or something like that. I haven't done that. So this is my first go-around in a long time doing something like that. So as I was looking at these units, thinking at brigade combat effectiveness and collapse and stuff like that, man, some of these were beat up. And then all of Davis's division, which, by the way, you'll see Davis, he's sitting here, he got killed. So at the end of the turn, his replacement will come in. And I believe I have one other leader that got, no, he's the only one. But there's already some dead leaders on here, which was the case in Murfreesboro. Or Stones River, whichever one you prefer. But I was looking at all the Union troops that started from here, all of Davis's division, all of them were disrupted or disordered. They all started into disorder. And then way back up here, you got Johnson's division, who would have been from the Dawn attack fight. 2 brigades or 2 divisions, they were trashed. And that's all literally. Everything else is sitting over here on the charts routed. And I'm not even sure why they're going to be part of this game because this game is only a daytime. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns, and it's all in the middle of the day. So that stuff ain't coming back on here, and nobody's going to be recovering anything in this game either. So, all right, but anyhow, this is Hardee pushing, and I'm assuming he's pretty much going to wreck what's left of Davis, which is already happening. But Sheridan is sitting here, and he's in pretty good shape. You got Negley popping on over here, coming just barely peeking out. Now, he can't move past the 43 hex row here. He can't move to this side of it, or else he ends up with only drawing 1 AM for the rest of the game on every turn. And you've got Cheatham sitting over here, who's going to have, I believe, 4 brigades, and 2 of them aren't even his own. I'm sorry. He's sitting over here in the woods. Can you even see him? Yeah. Well, you can't see him, but you'll be able to see him here shortly. So we'll see what happens there. And I know there's Confederate reinforcements. It looks to me like there are 3 brigades. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, there are 2 brigades from Cheatham's actual command. And then there's 2 brigades, one on the map, and one from the second, and another one from the 2nd Division that'll come on. They'll be under Cheatham's command in this game here, and they're probably they're bringing a heavy workload in somewhere over in that area there. So, from what I gather, Hardee turned this sort of flank in here, and all the fighting got up in the woods, and he sent a lot of these front line units running, and then Rousseau and Palmer had to come up in, and I believe he actually sent some of them running too. I haven't read the full battle report on what happened there, and I don't know enough about Murfreesboro. I just know that it was cold, and it was from the end of the year through New Year's to the start of the next year. And everything was frozen, snow everywhere, and not a lot of terrain in this game, just, a river, some woods, and just very pretty much flat ground. So, but we're going to get after this. This is what I like to do. We've already got some casualties going on. We're about halfway through the first turn here. And I just wanted to give everybody catch up because, like I said, I didn't get enough posts over the weekend because I boo-booed so bad. And also, I got to get with Wardrobe McMurray. They've decided on a day that we can do our end-of-year show from last year, and we always have fun doing that. And we'll get that posted here too soon. All right, but anyhow, Dead of Winter, Great Battles of the American Civil War. This one is from, I don't know. There's no date on this manual. No date on the box somewhere, I'm sure. Anyhow, most of y'all know what this is. So let's get this up so y'all can see where Hexy's going right now. He left Murfreesboro, now he's back, and we'll talk to y'all soon.